And one thing I know, or I've learned as now that I'm older, is really that, you know, we spend so much money on these supplements. A large portion are imported from other countries. It's $1 billion industry. You know, not many of them are made around here. You know, like, and people say, oh, it's too expensive to compete, all that kind of stuff. But I think it's important to really mention that how can you be supportive of men's health if you're not buying Australian made that keeps men in jobs? Like, you know, if we talk about family violence and things like that, a core thing with family violence, right? And this is why, like, if you're asking about the background, where I work, what I do, I don't really make it all that public, but you know, I had troubles growing up. I was that troubled youth, all that kind of stuff. About our sob story, you know, we all go through it. But I don't want to sit and bore you with it. But I actually went into social work, you know, which is quite a heavily female-dominated sector. You know, there's not many men in it. I think there's probably more men going into it now, which also is a reason why you would have, if you've read one of my previous articles, you know, we identified that men's health is funded 150 million per annum in Australia, while women's health is 1.1 billion. Again, it's because the sector is mainly, I'm not saying that it's women's fault or anything like that. It's no one's fault. You know, blokes need to speak up a bit more about things, let's be honest, because men don't, and they need to. But you know, a core thing around family violence is that it happens, you know, finances are a big burden. Like, the more in poverty you are, you know, the more likely you're going to experience AOD issues, family violence, financial struggles, all that kind of stuff. So you really can't be talking about men's health if you're sitting here and buying things that are imported from other countries, where you're supporting other nations' economic impacts rather than your local communities. So this is why I've went, you know what, I'm a bit older, smart, I've got a bit of money, I'm going to try to do it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I've lost cash, whatever, you know. It's been really supportive. Blokes at the gym, all on it, you know, they've all ditched their own, where they used to buy, and they're buying off me, off our company. It's all good stuff, all premium. It's made here in Australia. I've got a manufacturer that I'm working with in Queensland, and I'm also now getting involved with one locally in the western suburbs, which is great, because I think that really focuses, like, yes, I want to build the economic value in Australia, but I also want to do it in my community. And having a manufacturer located in the western suburbs is point. So obviously most people buying off me live in the western suburbs, because that's where my reach is, that's where my networks are. So effectively, if they're buying products off me that they would have always normally bought, a lot of the stuff which is imported, instead of that money going overseas, that money is going to the local manufacturer, and you know, they're employing more people. And yes, you know, women can work as men, equal pay, all that kind of stuff. That's been, feminism movement's been going along for quite some time, and hats off to it. But you know, when it comes down to it, there's still quite a lot of weight and expectations on men to deliver, to be the breadwinner. You know, we can have all these opinions about, oh, you know, equality in the workplace, yes, but people still expect men to be the primary breadwinner. It'll change in time, I'm sure. Who knows? You know, my household is quite equal, but you know, for many out in the West especially, it's about getting a job, right? That's the primary focus. Let's be real here. People talk about equality. There is no equality if you can't get a job, right? Men or women, doesn't matter what gender you are. If you can't get a job, you're in poverty. Everything else is second nature. It doesn't matter who's talking about what issue. You know, if you can't put food on the table, it's just not happening. And that's a big part of why I'm moving into